ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। सिद्धिविनायक मूर्ति की जय। I'll share my screen. Let me know once you can see the screen. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादम् शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। सर्ववेदान्त सिद्धान्त गोचरं तमगोचरं गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। गणेशाय नमः, सरस्वत्यै नमः, श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्। Over to you, Ganesh ji.
Thank you, Natraji. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakotisamapprabha Nirvignam Kuru me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir me sada. Om Bhadram Karne Vishnuyama Devaha Bhadram Pashe Makshabhiryajatraha Stirairangaistushtuvam Sastanubihi Vyashema Devahitayadayuhu Swasti na Indro Vruddhashavaha Swasti na Pusha Vishvavedaha Swasti nastarkshyo Arishtanemehi Swasti no Brihaspatir Dadhatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Pranams to the Lord. Pranams to all the Satsangis. Hari Om. We are studying the Prashna Upanishad. And in our last session, we started the second chapter with the second seeker, Bhargava Vaidarbhi, asking questions to the Guru, Pippalada Muni. And he asked, how many devas support the human beings, the living beings? Meaning, how many divine factors are there that sustain a living being? And how many of them proclaim their own glory, and who among them is the greatest? Then Pippalada Muni began his answer. He said, so these divine factors are verily space, air, fire, water and earth, which are the five basic elements. Panchabhutani. Panchabhutani, which constitute the gross body. These are the ones. Then Rishi mentioned four sense organs, which are the representatives of the 17 components that constitute the subtle body, the Sukshma Sharira. What are those four that he talked about? Vak, meaning faculty of speech. Manaha, mind including the intellect. So Vak, Mana, Shrotram, Shrotrancha means and the ear, faculty of hearing. And Chakshuhu, faculty of sight. So Vak, Mana, Chakshu, Shrotram. Four faculties. And then he narrated a story. Once upon a time, there was a quarrel among the various organs of the body, which are represented by the presiding devatas, as to who among them was the greatest. And each said that he is the greatest. Of course, Prana was not involved in this. Prana was quiet. And then he spoke and he told the other organs, thinking that you are the greatest is a delusion. I myself, dividing myself fivefold, support this body. Now, the other devatas, meaning the other organs, they did not believe his words. They were unwilling to accept that Prana was the most supreme. Then Prana devised a plan to teach the organs a lesson. And Prana started to rise up, as if he was leaving the body. So when Prana, seemed to be rising to leave, all other organs had to rise up too. They were not able to function. Then Prana remained in his place. And at that time, the organs came back to their normal positions and were able to function normally again. So that was a scene. And the Rishi, he described this scene with an analogy. What was that analogy? Queen bee in a beehive. So when the queen bee leaves the hive, all other bees also leave. And when the queen bee remains in the hive, all others remain. Thus, the bees in the hive are all dependent upon the queen bee. Similarly, all the organs in the body needs prana to function. And the organs realized they were fully dependent on the prana to function. They accepted prana as the greatest. And then they offered a prayer to him. And in the prayer, the pranas recognized the role of prana at the micro level as well as the macro level. Means micro level means at the level of the body. Then prana enables the body to function harmoniously. And what about the macro level, at the level of cosmos? Prana is the total prana there, which is Hiranyagarbha. And Hiranyagarbha maintains harmony of the entire cosmos. And the prayer starts like this. As the fire, prana burns. Means prana is the fire. As the sun, prana shines. As the clouds, prana rains. As Indra, prana rules. Prana is the air, prana is the earth. Prana is all that is matter. Prana is the moon. And prana is both that has form and also what is formless. Prana sustains all the devatas. Means everything is prana. Like the spokes of a wheel, which are fixed to the hub of the wheel and the rim. Everything in the universe rests in the prana. All the yajnas that are connected, and all that is connected with the yajnas and all that is connected in the yajnas. What are those which are connected? Rig Veda mantras, Sama Veda mantras, songs of Sama, Yajur Veda mantras, Kshatriyas, Brahmanas, all of them rest in prana. That means everything at the micro level and the macro level rest in prana. And the prayer continues into the next mantra, which we will see now. Mantra 2-7. प्रजापतिश्चरति गर्भे त्वमेव प्रतिजायसे तुभ्यं प्राणप्रजास्त्विमाः बलं हरन्ति यः प्राणैः प्रतितिष्ठसि. So in this mantra, Hiranyagarbha means the total prana is regarded as the creative power that gives rise to life in a human being. Life is created and the mantra says Prajapatihi. means as Prajapati. Now here Prana is referred to as Prajapati, the creator. So he is Prajapati. In his form as Prajapati, Prana has the progenitor power. Means to power to create a prani. Power to create living being. So, and these pranis in turn have the power of creation of an offspring, a living being. But this power comes from Prajapati alone. So, a new prani is created with human being with this power. And this is mentioned as Tvam eva garbecharasi. You alone move in the womb. Meaning, you are the creative power in the mother's womb that creates life in the fetus. And that's what you are. And pratijayase means resembling, means resembling the parents. The child resembles the parent. Means the child is created who is of the same species, and the child too is alive because child too has prana shakti, which is the same shakti that the parents have. So the next generation of pranis all come because of the parents in each species, and that power of creation is given by prana. And prana, oh prana, yaha prane pratitishthasi, who resides in the other pranas. Now, what are the other pranas that has been talked about here? Other pranas means the other organs in the body which are energized by prana. So every organ has its own specific prana that energizes that organ. We can call that, that prana is gauna prana, ancillary prana. It's ancillary to the main prana. Okay, we can put it that way. Tubhyam prajatu imaf balim haranti. To you, the creatures offer oblations. Creatures means all the living beings, they offer oblations. They offer naivedyam, offerings daily, regularly. Now, how is this naivedyam offered by the pranis daily? How? Because it is offered through the food that is eaten by the creatures. Every organ participates in this naivedyam, which is offered to prana, who is the consumer. So we can imagine it like this. Let us consider some organs, say leg, eyes, mouth, tongue. Okay. Now every one of these organs participate in the offering of naivedya to the prana. How? Let's start with the legs. When the living being is hungry, legs take the person to the place of eating. Legs participate. Food, yeah, the eyes spot the food. Again, eyes participate. Then hands pick up the food, put it in the mouth. The tongue then moves the food in the mouth, swallows the food. So we can imagine all the organs enable the food to be offered to prana. All the organs serve the prana. In return, prana, gives energy to all these organs. Okay. So we can very well, consider that the activity of eating is a sacred activity. Sacred activity of offering naivedya to Hiranyagarbha, the total prana, who is Ishvara himself. Eating is sacred. It is naivedyam to prana. Okay. The prayer continues. Mantra 2.8. Devanam asi vannitamaha pitranam pratama svadha rishinam charitam satyam atharvangirasamasi devanam asi vannitamaha. You are the best carrier of oblations to the devatas. You are the best carrier, oh prana. Prana is considered to be then Agni, fire principle, fire. Fire on earth is considered to be prana himself. See, in a yajna, oblations are offered to devas, the celestial beings. And this offering is made by putting that offering into the sacrificial fire, the yajna fire. Fire consumes that offering, and it is considered that the offering so consumed by Agni actually reaches that Devata that the offerer intends to propitiate. It reaches him. The fire is thus the carrier of oblations. So it is said here that the prana, fire, is the best carrier. So the prayer says, Devanam asi vanitamaha. O Hiranyagarbha, you are the best carrier of oblations to the devas. And Pitranam Pratama Swadha. Swadha means what? Offering that is given to Pitra Devatas. Pitra Devatas, the ancestral ancestors. See, in a Vedic tradition, before carrying out any religious ceremony in the family, like birth ceremony or wedding, upanayana, etc., the grace of the forefathers is invoked. Because it's because only because of them the lineage has been made possible. Human being has come to the world because of every one of the ancestors. Their grace is sought by a yajna, pitru yajna ritual. This ritual is a part of a religious ceremony. And if it is an important ceremony like a wedding, then there's a special ritual called Nandi Shraddham, Nandi Shraddham, to invoke the blessings of the ancestors. And in these rituals, what happens? The oblations of the forefathers are done by putting them in the sacred fire. So the Agni Devata, who is Prana himself, consumed that offering, those oblations. In doing so, it is considered that the oblations reach the ancestors. And Pitranam Pratamaswada, you carry the first oblations to the forefathers. The first oblations go through Agni Devata. So Prana is glorified. And Rishinam Charitam Satyam Atharvangirasam Asi. So, each of the words here have to be understood clearly because we cannot take the general, common meaning, special meaning for every one of the words. Rishinam, general meaning of the word, of course, Rishi what? Sage. Rishi. But here it has a different special meaning. See, the word Rishi means a seer, one who sees, one who perceives. And when we look at the body, that which perceives is a sense organ. So the meaning of Rishinam means sense organs here. In our scripture, the sense organs which constitute the knowing principle are symbolically represented as rishis. Each organ is given a name of a rishi. Okay. So Angirasam, this word refers to sense organs here. That's another word. So sense organs are the essential factors of the body. We know that. Because without the sense organs, what happens to the body? Body is just a lump of flesh. Cannot do any function. That's why the sense organs are called Angirasa. Rasa means what? Essence. Rasa. Anga, body. Essence of all the limbs of the body. Angirasam. It means true dynamic principle. True dynamic principle, the Shakti that enables functioning of the sense organs in a very meaningful way. Dynamic, that Shakti. Satyam Charitam. And next word, Atharva. Atharva means what? It's a title given to Prana Shakti. Atharva. Okay. So these functions of these Angirasa Rishis, meaning the sense organs, are nothing but the power of Prana, who goes by the title given here, Atharva. So, Rishinam Charitam Satyam Atharvangirasamasi means you, O Prana, you are the true dynamic principle behind the sense organs. The Shakti behind the sense organs which constitute the essence of the body. In this way, Prana is glorified here. And the prayer continues to 9. Indrastvam prana tejasa Rudrosi parirakshita Tvam antarikshe charasi Suryastvam jyotisham patihi. So, as we have seen, prana is the very life principle of the body. What about the cosmos? In our scripture, the entire universe, the cosmos, is considered as a living being. It is a being. And that which is life principle of this living being called cosmos is called, you know that, Hiranyagarbha Tattvam. That is the life principle. And in this mantra, prana is propitiated in its totality, as Samvashti Prana Shakti, cosmic Prana Shakti, which is Hiranyagarbha. So prana, O prana. So the prayer addresses the prana tattvam, tvam, Indra. So we know Indra as the king of Devatas. Okay, but here he is to be taken as Hiranyagarbha. So Indra is Hiranyagarbha here. Hiranyagarbha sustains the world. See, before the universe is manifest, in the unmanifested condition, in the state of Pralaya, Hiranyagarbha is in the causal state. In that state, he is called Ishvara. And from that state, the creation happens. So, one more word here, Tejasa. So, Indra is referred to as Tejasa. Tejasa, Maya Shakti. So, Maya Shakti very much involved in creation. So, Hiranyagarbha, Maya Shakti. And before creation of the universe, in Ishvara alone existed with Maya Shakti. And with this Maya Shakti, along with this Maya Shakti, Ishvara creates the universe. Means manifestation of universe takes place. Srishti takes place. Hence, Tvam Indra, you are Indra, O Hiranyagarbha, you are Indra, you are the creator. And Tvam Parirakshita, Parirakshita, protector. You are the protector, the sustainer. Okay. So, as we know at the macro level, the manifested universe is sustained how? By the huge number of natural laws and principles. They sustain the universe. These laws keep the universe in its harmony. Example, law of gravitation. Because of the law of gravitation, the earth revolves around the sun and it rotates, in its own axis. Law of gravitation. And water cycle, what about that? Law of evaporation, law of condensation. So these laws keep the universe in harmony. And at the micro level, what about the micro level? Innumerable laws sustain the human body. Because the food that is consumed is assimilated by what? All those innumerable enzymes. Right from the time it's put into your mouth, enzymes are there in your mouth as well, in saliva, and till it reaches the large intestine along the alimentary canal. These enzymes function through a number of biochemical reactions. Natural laws of principle, nothing but Ishvara Prana. So, Lord Krishna says also in Bhagavad Gita, what does he say? In the form of Vaishvanaraha, which is same as Hiranyagarbha. He is that internal fire that digests the food. Where does he say it? Of course we know. 15th chapter, 14th verse. Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehamashrita Pranapana Samayukta Pachamyannam Chaturvidam. So, having become the digestive fire obtaining in the bodies of living beings, I digest the fourfold food, says Lord Krishna. Krishna as Ishvara, as Vaishvanaraha, the same as Hiranyagarbha. So, the universal laws and principles operate through all the body functions, and these laws are maintained by Hiranyagarbha Tattvam alone. So, the mantra says you are Parirakshita, you are the protector. So, the prana is the creator, Hiranyagarbha is the creator, Hiranyagarbha is the protector, and of course, Tvam Rudra Chasi, you are Rudra too. So when Pralaya Kala comes, this very same Hiranyagarbha becomes Shiva, the swallower. Therefore, Rudrajasi, you are the resolver as well. So the prayer says, O Prana, you are Indra, the Srishtikarta, you are Parirakshita, the Sthitikarta, and you are Rudra, the Layakarta. All these three. In other words, O Prana, you are Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. All these. But however, they are not visible deities. If you wish to pray to a visible form of Hiranyagarbha, where do you turn to? To a temple? Maybe. Yes, temple. No, also to Surya. Surya Tvamasi. In our Vedic tradition, Surya Bhagavan is one of the deities of worship. Surya Bhagavan, worship of Surya Bhagavan is great, because Surya Bhagavan, why? Pratyaksha Devata. For worshipping Surya Bhagavan, you don't need an idol, nor a puja room. No need to go to temple. Just look out of your window and there he is. So the Tvam Surya, you are the Surya, Antarikshe Charasi. Antarikshe Charasi, you move in the sky. So for a person on earth, Surya Bhagavan rises in the east, goes across the sky and ultimately sets in the west in the evening. You move in the sky. Antarikshe Charasi, Tvam Jyotisham Patihi. You are the Lord of all Jyoti, all lights. You are the greatest light because you are a self-illumining light. You did not need another light to illumine you. You are self-illumining. Now, this makes Surya Bhagavan different from the deities in the temple. How different? Okay. In the temple, the deity is in the Garbhagriha. The Garbhagudi, the Sanctum Sanctorum, it is dark. It is believed, it is deliberately kept dark because the Garbhagudi represents our ignorance and the deity represents Atma. Atma is hidden because of ignorance, dark. And in the Hiranyagarbha, the deity is hidden because it's dark. But Lord is very much present in the temple. I miss him because of the darkness of ignorance. I miss him. Then how then do I see the splendor of the deity? It is during Deeparadhana. The light which is shown by the priest, why does he shines the light to reveal the deity to me? We can say no, that the priest in the temple is a guru. Just as the priest showed the light that reveals the deity, Guru, what does Guru do? Guru throws the light of knowledge that reveals Atma in me. Okay. But what about Surya Bhagavan? Surya Bhagavan is always bright. You don't need a light to illumine Surya Bhagavan, Pratyaksha Devata. And Jyotisham Patihi. You are the Lord of all lights, O Prana. Thus glorified continues to mantra 210. यदा त्वम् अभिवर्षसि यते माः प्राणते प्रजाः आनन्दरूपास्तिष्ठन्ति कामायान्नं भविष्यति ते. In this mantra, Surya Bhagavan is glorified as the cause of rain. And of course, rain plays an important role in the survival of the human beings. Water. Water is essential for human survival. Rains provide that water. But then earth contains plenty of water. It is there in all the oceans that cover 75% of the earth's surface. But that water in the ocean, is not directly useful to humans because salty. That salt needs to be removed for that water to be considered fit for human use. And there are very many methods to remove that salt. We know that. The process is called desalination. However, desalination requires tremendous amount of energy, mostly electricity. Very special equipment also. But fortunately, in nature, There is a natural desalination plant, massive one, and that is Surya Bhagwan. Surya Bhagwan, which is huge amount of energy. So, and we know the process by which rains are formed. Three devatas are involved here. Okay. Varuna, Surya, and Vayu Devata. How? Ocean, sun, and wind. All of them play a very important part in it. And these devatas are responsible for our very survival as a human race. When rains pour in plenty, there is bountiful harvest, abundant food, prosperity, and joy. And this is expressed in this mantra, Prana, O Prana. You can say, O Hiranyagarbha. Yada tvam abhivarshasi. Varshasi means cause the rain to fall. Abhivarshasi means cause a downpour. So when you cause the rain to pour down, as though in the floodgates of the sky are opened, that way, atha then, te imaha prajaha ananda rupaha tishtanti. Te prajaha, your children. Whose children? Hiranyagarbhas. All living beings are Hiranyagarbha's children. They are the creatures of Hiranyagarbha's glory. So after a dry spell during summer, when the monsoon arrives at the right time, with the first rain, it is welcomed with great joy. Because much of the population, dependent on the timely arrival of the monsoon. So the great relief is there when the rains arrive. So, atha te imav prajav anandrupa tishtanti means these creatures of your glory stay delighted. They are delighted. They dance with joy. Say, kamaya annam bhavishyati iti. With the belief that thereafter there will be as much food as they desire. Means there will be plenty of food thereafter with the timely rains in abundance. So there will be plenty of food which they can consume to their heart's content. With this thinking, when the rains come with this thinking, they are delighted. Ananda Rupaha Tishtan. Therefore, this delight comes from the Lord of Rain, who is Prana himself. That is the glory of Prana. Rain God. Prayer continues. Mantra 211. Vratyastvam prana eka rishihi atta vishvasya satpatihi vayam adyasya dataraha pitatvam matarishva naha. So the glory of prana tattvam at the micro level and the samashti macro level is talked about here as O prana. Prana, tvam vratyasi. You are vratya. What is vratya? Technical Vedic term. Jargon. Which is used by the persons who are connected with Vedic rituals. And usually vratya word is used in a negative sense. But in this mantra, it has a positive connotation because, prana, you are vratya. But literally, vratya means one who has not undergone the initiation into the Vedic way of life. Not initiated. So according to Vedic tradition, everybody who has a part of the tradition has to study the scriptures. Scriptural study is an essential part of Vedic culture. Study is initiated at an early age. And there are initiation rituals, called samskaras. And an important samskara is, Upanayana. Child is initiated into the Vedic education, at the same time initiated into the Vedic way of life. What is Vedic way of life? It involves following certain etiquettes, certain standard of personal conduct, personal behavior. And the child evolves from being a Prakrita Purusha to Samskrita Purusha. From a coarse, unrefined person to Samskrita Purusha, a refined person. But a person who does not believe in this transition, from unrefined to refined, is Asamskrita Purusha. And the Vedic word for that, the Vedic jargon is Vratya. Vratya. Vratya means samskara rahita, one who doesn't go through his rituals and one who doesn't go through this refinement process. Pratya means unrefined person. He is unrefined everywhere, in every sense. Religiously, spiritually, culturally, unrefined, negative. But here what? Ishvara is Vratya. So Shankaracharya explains why Vratya is used while glorifying Hiranyagarbha. So he says, Ishvara does not require any process of refinement. So you require refinement only if you are unrefined, and you have impurities in your mind that need to be removed. Or some new positive attributes have to be put in. No. So here, Ishvara does not need any removal of dosha because he is ever free from dosha, and no addition of positive attributes either because he is always full of positive gunas. That's why he is Vratya. And also, Shankaracharya gives a second explanation. See, generally these samskaras are done by the parents. Ishvara has no parents. He is the universal parent, but he doesn't. Ishvara does not have any parents, so he cannot have any samskara. He cannot be initiated into samskara. So he is the say Vratya. So he is not be initiated into the refinement process, but he does not require any refinement at all anyway. So we can say Vratya means ever pure, not requiring any refinement. So Hiranyagarbha is Vratya. Positive sense. So Pranatam Vratya Asi. Oh Prana, you are Vratya. Eka Rishi, next word. Next glory of Prana. Eka Rishi. It does not mean one saint. No, Eka Rishi, no. See, fire is used in Vedic rituals. Now, depending on the type of ritual, the fire is kindled, Agni is kindled in a certain ritualistic manner, in a certain type of Homakunda, chanting some very appropriate mantras. And the followers of Atharvana Veda kindle the fire in a very particular manner and offer oblations. So the Atharvana Veda ritualistic fire is called Ekarishi. Ekarishi is the name of the Atharvana Veda Agni. So the mantra says, "O Prana, you are Ekarishi, you are that Atharvana Agni, that sacred fire is you." Next word, Atta. Next description of Hiranyagarbha, Atta means eater, consumer. So Hiranyagarbha is the consumer as Agni Tattva. So Hiranyagarbha is in the form of that Ekarishi, Agni Devata, receiving all the obligations from the worshippers and consuming them. So Ekarishi, regarded as the consumer, the eater. And next word, Vishwasya Satpatihi. Vishwa means cosmos. Satpati means governor, ruler. So he is the ruler of the universe. You are the ruler of the Vishwa, the cosmos. Glorification. Because the universe is kept in harmony with the natural laws and principles. And Hiranyagarbha presides over these laws. And as we know, among the laws of nature, which is the most remarkable one, one of the most remarkable ones, law of karma. Law of karma, because every being exhausts some karma phalam and acquires new ones. All the time it is happening. And law of karma has to be applied to every single case at every time. Karma phalam must be given appropriately, accurately. No. So this function is very appreciated by saying, Prana, you are the ruler of the cosmos. And Vayam Adyasya Datara. Adyam means oblations. We are the givers of oblations. Oh Prana, you as Agni, you consume the oblations. And our role is to give the oblations to you, the ruler of cosmos. So we are the givers of oblations. And Pitatvam Matarishva Naha. Pita means your protector. So Matarishva refers to who? Vayu Devata is Matarishva. Vayu represents Prana Shakti. So the mantra addresses Prana as Matarishva. O Matarishva. O Matarishva, you are the protector. You are the protector who provides everything that we need for our survival. O Matarishva, O Prana. And continuing, mantra 212. या ते तनूर्वाचि प्रतिष्ठा या श्रोत्रे चक्षुषी या च मनसि सन्तता शिवं तां कुरु मुत्क्रमि रमिः. So the sense organs are functional because of only that one Shakti, which is Prana Shakti. Prana is inherent in all of them. And this is brought out in this mantra. Shivam Kuru. Shivam Kuru. Pacify. Calm. Calm as the verb, calm. Pacify. Pacify what? Etanu te pratishtitad. That aspect of yours which is lodged in. Lodged means resides in. Where is that aspect? Different aspects of that aspect of prana is residing in many places, lodged in many places. Where? In the sense organs, vachi, in the faculty of speak, vag indriyam. Because I am able to talk because of prana shakti residing there in that organ. Shrotre, in the faculty of hearing, the ears. So speech, ears. Chakshusha, in the faculty of sight, the eyes. Ya santata manasi. Santata means pervading the mind. So in all these different places, aspect of prana is lodged. So the organs pray to prana to calm down the aspect residing in them. Now that specific prana shakti that energizes a specific organ, calm them down, O prana. Why? In the beginning of the story, prana had started to rise up. We know that. As if, he is leaving the body. And then what happened? The prana shakti of every organ started to rise up. Organs were ruling their function. No, they're losing their function. So now the organs are praying to prana shakti. Don't let them walk off. Let them settle down. Let them always remain with us. Let them always continue to enable us to function. Kuruma utkrami. Do not go away. Do not abandon us. Stay. Keep us healthy. Keep the entire body healthy, O prana. That is the prayer. And the next mantra is the concluding mantra. Mantra 213. Pranasjedam vashe sarvam tridive yat pratishtitam madeva putran rakshasva srisha prajnancha videhida iti. So now comes the last portion of this prana stuti, this Hiranyagarbha stuti, saying idam sarvam. Idam sarvam means the entire creation. Creation both at micro and at macro level. And it refers to this actually pratyaksha prapancha. Means the cosmos that is available for our perception. Means our loka. Higher lokas like Bhuvar loka, Suvar loka, no, they are not included when you say idam sarvam here. Idam sarvam pranasya vashe vartate. It is in the control of prana. It is in the control of Hiranyagarbha, the samashti prana. This entire loka is under its control. On not only this loka, tridive yat pratishtitam. So stays in the three lokas. So this prana shakti stays in the other lokas as well. All the higher lokas like Swarga loka, etc. So, meaning the organ says prana shakti not only sustains us, it also sustains the other higher lokas. Rakshasva, protect us. May you protect us, O prana, unconditionally. Okay, we have to add that Rakshasva. How? In what manner? Mata putraniva. Just as the mother protects all the children. See, the young child is helpless, and mother has to protect, has to give it support, especially in the initial stages. The young children in the initial stages may take mother's love for granted. They may not appreciate her love and care. They may not know how to admire their mother, but as adults, yes, we can do that. Now, these organs similarly are helpless without prana. They have realized that and are now able to appreciate prana. So they say, Oh Lord, you have to protect us like a mother protects her child. Shri cha prajnam cha videhi naha. Give us prosperity and wisdom. Now, in the previous mantra, organs asked for health. Now they are asking for prosperity and wisdom. Okay. Prosperity, wealth, okay. So health and wisdom are possible with the blessings of prana. That is for sure. That we know. Because prana can give us a healthy body, health, healthy mind, yes, by which you can get wisdom. Okay, so health and wisdom. What about wealth? Using these two, health and wisdom, one can get prosperity, one can get wealth. So prana can give us wealth indirectly. So prana can thus give us health, wealth, and wisdom. So in conclusion, the prayer asks for prana's blessings to get these three. Iti, thus, means the prayer is now concluded. So with this, the prana stuti portion is over. Now let us recap and see what we have seen. Look at what we have seen today. Okay. So we went through the prayer in which the organs recognize the role of prana at micro level and as well as the macro level. And the macro level, total prana is Hiranyagarbha. So this prayer is called Hiranyagarbha Stuti. And we saw the prayer from mantra 7 to mantra 12 today, which goes like this. O prana as Prajapati, you alone are the creative power in the mother's womb that creates life in the fetus. And you also reside in the other organs. To you, the creatures offered Naivedyam, oblations, as food. And you are the best carrier of oblations to the Devas as Agni. You carry out the first oblation to the forefathers as Agni. O Prana, we know you as Atharva. And you are the true dynamic principle, that Shakti behind the sense organs, which constitute the essence of the body. O Prana, you are Indra, the Srishtikarta. You are Parirakshita, the Sthitikarta. You are Rudra, the Layakarta. In other words, you are Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. You are Surya, that moves in the sky as the Lord of all lights. O Prana, you cause the rain to fall. And all these creatures of your glory, all the human beings, they stay delighted. They are happy in the belief that thereafter there will be abundance of food. As much as they desire, to their satisfaction. O Prana, you are ever pure. You are the ritualistic fire. You are the consumer. You are the protector, our protector. To you we give oblations. And O Prana, pacify that aspect of yours which is lodged in each Indriya. Let them not cause the organs to rise up. Let them stay. Keep us healthy. Keep the entire body healthy. And everything in this loka as well as the Surya loka, they are under your control. Protect us like a mother protects her child. Give us health, wealth, and wisdom. Saying this, the prayer ends. Second chapter is now over. Now it is the turn of the third seeker to ask that question, next question, which we will see in our next session. Hari Om.
Hari Om Ganesh ji, Hari Om. Amazing session, Ganesh. I really enjoyed the, you know, first thing is, today we spoke about Surya, Lord Surya, and we just had the Makar Sankranti couple of days back, yesterday. I mean, it's an apt time that we speak about Lord Surya. That's one. Second thing is, when you explained about the rain process, how the water, sea water, and even the digestion, that was in a different sloka. I was just wondering, we think we do a lot of things, right? We always think, oh, I did this, I did that. How many things we don't have control? I don't have a control. When I put the food in my mouth, I don't have control whether it gets digested properly or whether everything, or the whole process, right? I heard a lecture once, Swamiji was saying, um, even if you have to lift your hand, the command from the mind should go through the nervous system to your hand, and the muscles should contract, and the right muscles should contract, expand, and lift. This we think we are controlling, but we don't control any of these. I know I have frozen shoulders sometimes. I couldn't lift my hand beyond a certain height, or again, it's not in our control. A lot of things is not in our control, and we should thank, like this prayer. It's like a beautiful, seems like a very beautiful prayer, right? That 5 6 slokas, like this way we should pray to the Lord that everybody should get that health, wealth, and prosperity. It's an amazing prayer. It's a beautiful session. Just wanted to add that.
Very true. Very true, Nataraj. And we require the divine grace all the time. You know, uh, as you said, there are so many things that we do, we take for granted, but, there is a divine grace working through and through in every one of our actions, in every one of our activities.
Yeah.
True.
True.
And
I
Makar Sankranti, of course, is the start of, Uttarayanam that happened yesterday. The
Yeah,
sun,
going north and
goes on was the turns back, so to say, the direction of the sun goes northwards, northerly direction from yesterday onwards. Days start getting longer.
Vaiti, if you have any comments, Vaiti.
Hello, yeah, Hari Om. So what I understood is that I'm not regular actually. I did attend last 2 3 classes, I believe. Yeah. So my understanding is this: all organs are praying to the prana, right? The universal prana, or whatever means it's a micro level prana praying to the universal prana. Is it so? Is it like that?
Well, it is not the prana that is praying, it is the organs that are, you know, energized by prana. Prana gives energy to the organs. It is just a story, hypothetical story, where every organ in the body, eyes, ears, nose, all these, the
So
subtle
okay,
ones.
it's like we can say it's like not in a real sense, like hypothetical, just
A story, it's a story. So these organs are, actually they
because
are getting
organs are
energized
also
by
driven by
prana.
prana only. The whole body
Correct.
is driven by prana, right?
Correct. So they take it for granted. They don't, they
Yeah,
think,
agree.
that they are the greatest. But actually, every one of them is so much dependent on prana. So that they recognize and then they pray to prana. Yes, you are the one, who is enabling us to function. You are the dynamic principle, that activates us. So they recognize that.
So it's like a imagination. It's a like organs are praying to the prana, like kind of.
Go back to
Yeah,
the question.
correct.
I think we have to go back to the question. The question is basically, all the which of the organs which is Devata supporting.
Can't hear you, Sampaji. You have to louder.
Oh, say last week also same problem was there, yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
hear you, but it's I
Very,
Low
very
voice
faint.
is low. Yeah.
voice is
I
low.
don't know. What's the issue? Let me, I think, figure out after today. So,
Now
We'll
it's
what
shout.
I was saying is that we have to go back to the question of, what are the devatas that is supporting the body, and then every organ claims that, they are important, where prana is just sitting idle, and after that, prana comes and says that it wants to leave. And then when it wants to leave, every organ recognizes that if
Ah,
prana
okay.
leaves, then they are not able to, they'll not be able to sustain. Then they raise up and to ask prana to
Calm down.
Okay,
stay
okay,
back.
okay. So this comes from that question. Okay.
Question, yeah. And then it continues what's the importance in prana, macro, micro level, everything. So that's the link from the question to the entire,
Okay, got it.
macro, micro economic of the importance of prana. Like, it's a hypothetical understanding. But I think, see, last week in Saturday's satsang, Balaji ji talked about the importance of the form.
Right.
Like he explained about the form of Narayana, what each organ represents, including the Pitambara and the
Sasanka
Chakra,
Chakram
Gada,
Sakri
everything.
Kutalam. Yeah.
So the perception of how we see the form changes, having that understanding. Now today, Ganeshji, you said that in the Sanctum Sanctorium, it is dark because of the ignorance, and because of Deeparadhana, that we are able to, and see, every day when we are doing that Arati, we don't realize, we just thinking that some arati you are doing. I think we need to now change our way of doing that. Now it's a sort of, taking the ignorance out by just showing that arati to the Lord, that, so I'm just seeing you as a form Atman inside. Just, please help me to get out of my ignorance, right? So from that to the form, I think how it just, translates, it's really amazing. I mean, the whole way we look at things changes, right? I mean, when you have this understanding and all this hypotheticals, completely the way we are doing, instead of doing ritual in a mechanical way, now it gets a much more, understanding the way when you do things, and, it gets a lot of things. And another thing which I was thinking of is like, we take, prana breathing itself as granted, right?
Yeah.
Because the whole breathing itself we take granted, and if we take care of breathing in terms of prana by at least practicing daily various sort of breathing exercises, and what sort of I think energy that it is going to bring in,
True.
it's really going to be amazing, right? Because every aspect of the body based on what we learned today is linked to that prana,
Correct.
right? And if we have a proper, none of us have that proper breathing pattern, right? I think most of it is shallow. It's not a, proper breathing, and unless you practice, it doesn't follow. And if we practice and regularize that breathing cycle in our whole, I think it's going to make wonders, not only from fitness, from energy to digestion, probably to even, clarity of mind. Everything I think will completely change. uh, so it's a very simple daily practice. If we do, the benefits, I think, is small changes, big benefits, is something which we always say. I think this, based on today, I think if we give some focus daily to take care of the prana, I think it's going to do wonders in our life and journey. Yeah,
Completely
this is
agree.
what.
Really important. Yeah.
Completely agreed. But
Very much.
for me, it never happens, sir. They taught no yoga in the class also, in the camp. Even that I am not doing. This is crazy. Anyway, it's easier said than done.
See
No, I
the
think, Vaiti ji, the most important thing, SMET, set smaller achievable milestones, so that becomes an inspiration to move forward. Because if we want to do big, that
No,
oh, I
15
can't
minutes.
do.
That day she taught maybe 15, 20 minutes only. Even that, I cannot. Anyway, what you say is right. Some
So
15 minutes
instead
we
of
have to give.
daily, not doing completely at all, instead of daily, you should say, let me try 2 days a week.
yeah.
Exactly. Some discipline, yeah.
when
Start
when you
small.
when you see that, okay, 2 days a week I'm able to do consistently, then little bit make it 3 days. That's where I think, see, you will see a self victory yourself.
So,
You see, until we see self victory ourselves on what I'm doing, it's always externally putting is not going to work. We
True.
have to claim self victory, and you will feel proud about yourself then.
True.
Just one thing I remember while Sampaji is preparing for Aarti, you talked about the the garbhagriha of the in the temples and all that, and you told the difference between the normal and the Surya Bhagavan, right? You can see Surya Bhagavan everywhere. I don't know how many of us know. I don't know. Maybe you know this. There was a temple in Pakistan. The name of the temple, it was in the place called Moolastan, and today it is called Multan. The name Multan is from the original word is Moolastan, and that temple was for Surya Bhagavan. And in that temple, the main idol, the Surya Bhagavan main in the Garbhagriha, was floating, was
Oh,
levitating because of magnets. So they had magnets, and the Moolasthanam, the Surya Bhagavan was levitating. That is how it was kept. But now the temple is all gone. But
yeah, of course. These guys.
I read that. So if you Google Moolastan temple, Surya Bhavan temple, you will see articles about this. So I read that. It's an amazing place.
It is destroyed now, or
Yeah, there
Obviously,
are reminiscences
obviously.
there. Still, there are
They
some.
would have destroyed everything.
Yeah, but
okay,
yeah, it was one of the.
ruined.
So it's one of the shark, like the six, one of the six devatas, right? So when I do the Pancha Devata Puja, it's one of the Surya Bhavan is one of the devatas, right? So yeah, Sauryam, yeah, they call it. Okay, Sampaji, let's have Aarti today.
ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीमहीचाः को ब्राह्मणेस्तु सोमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु लोकाः समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु इन्दिरारमण गोविन्द गोविन्द हरि ओम्
Okay.
Hari
Hari
Om,
Om. Hari Om.
tomorrow for the.
Hariom Satsangis.
Yeah.
Hariom.